Yeah. We back. We back at it. The man pod. Earlier the pregame, man, we had one legend, Jacksonville Jaguar legend, Freddie T.
Yes, sir.
Halftime show, man. We got another legend, MJD. What's up, bro? Welcome to the show.
Hey man, listen, Twan, I'm just happy that you came to the dark side. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for a lot of people, D-Buck. I see you as well.
Yes,
it's hard for
sir.
a lot of people to cross over, but I'm excited. Me and you go way back, 2006, first time I met you.
Yeah.
I never thought you would come over, but listen, it's a beautiful thing.
Hey, I'm here, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So
We out here, man.
yeah. Man,
Yeah,
shoot,
man.
man. So we started off, man. So tell the folks, man, what you got going. Obviously, we see you on NFL Network and stuff, man. What else you got? What else you got going? I know you got a business back home.
Yeah. So I got a gym back home. It's been shut down. You know how California is. They ain't not letting nobody in the weight room right now. But got a gym for the community I started for a lot of the kids in the Bay Area to get opportunity to train and help themselves. I want to say in the last 3 years, we pushed about 150 kids to Division I scholarships. I want to say another 35 to D2s, D3s, which is good.
That's what's up.
At the end of the day, it's all about just getting that free education. That's what we always tell them. That's what you're chasing for.
Mm-hmm.
Get picked up in professional sports from anywhere.
Yeah.
You want that free education. I call games for the Los Angeles Rams right now as well. And just working on a couple other things, trying to work my way towards daytime TV. So it's nice, man. I enjoy it. Obviously, the background has NFL Network. That's my big job. And, just doing everything I can to make sure I analyze the game the right way and give the truth.
Got your plate full, man. Got your plate full.
Sure. How many years is this with you with the network now? I feel like you've been there a minute.
Yeah, 6, man. A lot of
6.
turnover, like they say, the more you can do.
Yeah.
That's true in the world. I want to say I've had 3 different heads of the NFL Network, a ton of turnover the last couple years, but still fighting strong. Just I enjoy it too. Like that's the other part. Like I enjoy being on TV talking ball. It's another way to be around it without coaching. And like I said, it's nice because you just get to be around other people. Like I got a chance to be around Deion Sanders for a long time. He just left and got the job at Jackson State. So you get an opportunity to be around a lot of people and just learn more and more.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
So what the hell going on with these Jags right now, man?
Listen, I don't know.
What's going on,
Jags
man?
have been playing lights out at 1:00 on Sunday the last couple of weeks, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out maybe they're a second half team, right?
They have been pretty good in the second half.
He's doing everything. He can do whatever he wants right now. I don't think that was a PI call on Chazon, but
Me either. I agree with that.
You got to play through those type of things. And they got a lot of young dudes, so they're gonna make mistakes. They got a lot of undrafted rookies out there playing.
A lot of young cats.
Be closer in this game because Miami has the same thing going on.
You've been watching this young boy back there, running back. What you think about him? Fred gave us his scout report.
Training camp, James Robinson, and they were, he's shorter, so everybody's gonna be like, oh, he's like you. But I was like, bro, be better than me. Don't be like me, bro. Be better than me,
Yeah.
But what I do like is they saw what he was good at in college, and I got a chance to scout this young man. He runs the power scheme, the A gap to A gap, the B gap to B gap better than anybody I've seen. Granted, it was at Illinois State, but he just had that potential. And so what you don't see him running stretches. You don't see him running tosses. They run A gap to A gap, B gap to B gap, and they let him be successful with that. And that's coaching, right? What I see you do well in college, I'm going to put you in that position in the pros. He's caught the ball well out of the backfield. I want to say in high school, he had some like 90-some catches in a year. Like, so he could catch and do some things. But I really enjoy, seeing guys get opportunities to be successful, right? Like, I love Leonard Fournette, and I hated that they cut him because I thought Leonard gave them a little bit more than what this young man was doing. But they were kind of the Jags are kind of going from what they were to a whole new regime. They want a whole new locker room. And then, Leonard was the last person that kind of held on. So, this young man has an opportunity, and we all know when the opportunity, if you perform well, you make the best of it.
No, for sure, man. We had Freddie T on earlier, man, and just kind of want to get your opinion. We always talk about as a rookie, coming to a organization and looking up to the older cats or whatever, or the vets, man. Like, how was that, coming into the organization, having a legend like Freddie T and, being like one of the best 1-2 punches that, the league has seen?
I wish we would have played longer together, to be honest. I remember coming in as a rookie and, you come in, you really don't know anyone. A little nerve-wracking because our locker room was rough. We had some rough cats around there. Guys can't really understand what they're saying. And then I met Fred, right? And from day one, Fred was like, look, bro, just any questions you have, ask, and I will answer it to the best of my ability. If I don't know, I will help you find that answer. And it wasn't even on the field that he was the best. It was off the field. I remember, talking just about financial stuff and women and whatever it may be. Fred was always there to be able to lean on. And even to today, like, just dealing with being out of football. And I don't know if you guys have went through it, but, over this last year or two, I've been going through the withdrawals of not playing ball, right? Mm-hmm. And, having that anxiety and depression, all those things that come with it.
Yeah.
And then being able to call Fred and be like, bro, have you dealt with this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fred was like, bro, every day. He was like, I work out hard every day. So he was like, that's something that helped me. And he gave me some other examples. But, that you always, those relationships that you bond, you guys know this in the locker room, they last forever, right?
Yep.
So, to be able to lean on Fred, be able to talk to Fred, just whatever I need and vice versa. Like I always tell him, like if he came to the network one time, we got a chance to have a quick conversation, trying to get him into the Hall of Fame, which he deserves to be in.
Yeah,
1,000%.
for sure.
But it's just, again, like I think I try to tell people Fred is off the field. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. Like on the field, definitely. But off the field, I've never had someone that I can lean on more about just different things in life, from different situations, family issues that we all have. I've talked to Fred almost about everything. And so when you told me you had him on, it's always good, just to see him because, like, he brightens up, at least for me, he brightens up my day to see him, because there's so much positivity that he's brought into my life.
Nah, that's real. I mean, even when on the show, him coming on the show, like the first thing that he brought up was just, the battles that we had, Jacksonville and Indy, and then with, when he ran into D-Butt out there in New England when they was teammates, man. So, like you said, man, always positive. And again, man, you always love when you hear stories about the older cats, taking the younger cats under their wing and showing them the right way, especially playing the same position. Because a lot of times, you get an older head and, somebody in the team drafts somebody high, first round, second round, and everybody know what that means. This guy's going to be the next guy that's going to take my job. So a lot of the older guys sometimes, look, I'm not telling you none of the secrets. You're going to have to learn everything on your own. So for you to be able to have a guy like Fred to lean on, man, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, bro, I always try to tell people, like, sometimes it's not the player, right? Like, you got to think about, these dudes have families, kids, wives, right? And you got to think about it. Like, I remember hearing a story about, I ain't gonna say no names, but like a wife telling a player, like, look, don't tell him nothing because we need to make this money. Right? That's real. Like, if your lady's telling you, look, we need this, like, you're gonna do everything you can for your lady. So that when I started hearing stories like that, it put Fred on a pedestal for me because none of that really mattered at the end of the day. Like, he was just like, look, bro, like, I'm here, you gonna help us win. You gonna help me, I'm gonna help you, we're gonna go forward. And like you said, I mean, I try to do the same thing going down to Rashad Jennings and a couple other guys I played with, giving them everything that I knew so that they could be successful. Because at the end of the day, that pushes you to be better as well.
For sure, man. I mean, it's all, we all know it's competition. You know what I mean? You know that the cream is gonna rise to the top, and whoever's gonna help the team win, gonna help the team win. And how the NFL is a business, so they're gonna move and pull levers however they got to do it anyway. So I mean, ain't no sense of hating on the next cat. My last year in the league, we drafted Malik Hooker at my same position. It was the same type of relationship. Like, anything you need. We had to do certain reports and write-ups. We'll be on the phone the night before talking about quarterback. So I just think that's how I was brought into the league with Sean Springs, Lee Barton, Brandon Merriweather. That's how them guys treated me. So I always tried to reciprocate that with my young guys. Now I see a guy like Kenny Moore out there balling, probably the best nickel in the league right now. So I love that, man. But speaking of young guys, I know a lot of people comparing that running back out in Kansas City, Clyde. It was hilarious to you. What do you think about that comparison? What do you think about him and these other young backs in the league right now?
I love Clyde. I think well, he was drafted by my old running back coach Eric Bieniemy, who's the OC for the Chiefs. So I knew they were taking I knew they were taking him in the first round, maybe like a week or so before.
Okay,
talking with him, Clyde got everything you want, right? The only thing that you don't really see is he doesn't run like a 4.3 or 4.4, but everything else he gonna give you out of the backfield. He'll block, break tackles. He has short area quickness. He's elusive. He's just a dog at the end of the day. Like nothing phases him. And so that's what Kansas City wanted to bring to them. Really excited about what they've been able to do. Now he's going to have his struggles just because they got Patrick Mahomes. So they're going to throw the ball. It's like Joseph Adai or Donald Brown, who y'all had like dudes could run, but y'all had Peyton. So why are we going to run and hand the ball off? Like we're going to throw this ball 40 times again. That's just how it goes. I got to talk about the running back for the Colts, though, Jonathan Taylor, because I had him low on my list, and the reason I had him low is I always come with caution when it comes with Wisconsin.
You had JT low?
I'm gonna just tell you, I had him at 6. I was nervous, man. Like, if he goes to a place that doesn't have an offensive line, what is he gonna do? He used to run it through gaping holes at Wisconsin. Let's be honest. Like, I'm drafting Wisconsin linemen, Iowa linemen, maybe Alabama. There's only a couple of schools, so running through gaping holes, but when the Colts drafted him in the second round, I was like, man, I wish I could redo my thing on how they draft because I would bump him up because guess what? The Colts have offensive lines in the game. So it was a great matchup for him. And then you have Phillip Rivers where you want to run the ball a little bit more. I think they're going to lean on him a ton. I think he's going to give you 1,400 yards this year. Oh, okay, nice. But, yeah, like that's just one of those deals. I'm a little concerned with my man from Georgia.
DeAndre Swift? Oh, no.
Swift, Detroit is right now. Detroit's struggling.
I thought you about to. Hey, I'm going to interrupt, but I thought you about to give it up. I thought you about to.
No. Sorry, man. I'm just had to.
I'm messing with you, bro.
Hey, you know, I'm bougie. I had to drink LaCroix. You know what I'm saying? No, like Swift, he has me a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because they go and get AP. You have Kerryon Johnson. You really don't know what's going to happen in that situation. So, I mean, there's a couple other guys out there. I think Zach Moss is in a good situation in Buffalo. But for the most part, man, like I think Clyde was just the top guy. I felt like he was the dude. Joshua Kelly for the Chargers. He's going to push Eckler to be the starter next year. I guarantee you. Okay. Productive. So, I mean, there's a lot of young backs that played well. But the systems, anytime you're dealing with a running back, or I think anything, it's that system, that scheme fit is going to help them more than others. Yeah. I'm high on Taylor too. I know coming out, people talked about the mileage that he had on him. So I definitely love the pick when he had Mac back there. But obviously with Mac going down in the first game, he'll see a lot more carries. He carried the load last week. You know, they put it in his hands a lot, and he showed up. He's a problem. I feel like the more he runs downhill, the bigger issue he is for the defense. When he running sideways too much, you know, and that goes for most running back. When he getting on that edge and he get downhill as a DB, I'm not trying to see that dude like at all. No, he's a track star, right? Yeah. I don't know what he ran. I think they say he ran 10.5 or something like that in the 100 coming out of high school. Like he runs track. So why? Like he's a big dude, powerful, explosive. I don't want him running sideways. I want him going downhill and making these dudes either turn it down or try to tackle him because in the fourth quarter, nobody wants to tackle him.
And I was just about to say that, like, you know, you get a back like that, you know, 20 times a game. He's feeling good. That fourth quarter, you know, at some point, you know, it's going to be wear and tear on the defense. You know what I'm saying? So I like to say.
I know about that.
Man, y'all was
matter of fact, that came
that 25 times a game.
Man, y'all was that was like a scrimmage of us, man.
I want to hear about that record that Jacksonville broke on the Colts. That rushing record. What tell me about that day.
Juan took that day off. I'm gonna give you a better story. I'm gonna give you a better story. In 2008, right? Me and Twan, we've been hanging out in the off season. You know, we've been running, we've been jawing back and forth a little bit.
Tell that story.
I go to the Colts. We play the Colts, and Twan must have thought I was going to shake him. And I get and I drop my shoulder. I'm like, wow. And I was like, yeah. You know, now I'm gonna give him his because
Hold on. Hey, D Butt though, it's in the middle of the field. It's in the middle. I gotta take that.
Got
you know
to.
what I'm saying? I gotta take that. You know what I'm saying?
It was one of them die slows.
Yeah, it was one of them die slows.
Okay, yeah. You know some of your boys.
It was. Yeah. But then let me tell you. So 2011. Well, no, 2011. Yeah, 2011.
You years in the play. You just like Gore, man.
4th and 1.
It's your old dudes,
game on
man.
the line. I get the ball.
4th and 1 on the goal line. On the goal line.
I was a little tired. Twan meet me in the hole. He upped me. And the whole time he hit me, I can hear him chirping. Oh, that's all you got? That's all you got? I was over there trying to reach the ball across. He talking greasy the whole time. I just knew at that point, from that point on, I was like, I'm going to hear about this for the rest of my life.
Rest of your life.
I already knew. I just like, you got me, bro.
So you know what's next, right? I'm going to ask for your address, and I'm going to find that picture. I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to frame it.
I'll send it to you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I need that.
So did you stop them? He scored? What happened?
No, of course. It was turnover on downs. Indy ball on the 1 yard line going the other way.
Damn. Okay.
Listen, look, you win some,
respect. That's a fact. That's a fact. You live to see another day.
I would rather lose it to this dude than to any of them other cats. I couldn't have lost to Bob Sanders or anybody else out back there because I don't know them cats like that.
But your boy, you can live with that.
I can live with my dog getting that one.
I feel you.
Respect.
Who gave you that welcome to the league hit or that moment? When did that? Was it a blitz, a pass, pickup? What was it?
I told y'all when I was in Jacksonville.
I remember that.
We had dudes. Donovan Darius hit me one time in practice. We had shells on, and he hit me on my right shoulder. I remember like it was yesterday. I think it was like a little draw, and I came through the hole. I was like, "Ooh, I got him." I tried to set him up, and he just thumped me, pow! And I came running back, and my whole left side went numb. I was like, ooh.
So you got your right shoulder, your whole left side went numb.
I wish people could see him play. Like his highlight tape out of Syracuse was crazy. I didn't even know who he was.
Was he number 20?
Yes.
Yeah, he was number 20.
Yeah, I remember.
So who's your other safety? Who's your other safety that year? Because y'all had
Deion Grant.
Yo. And so this is kind of like on the end part of where the safeties was like 6'3", 230 pounds,
box,
so like big box, you know what I'm saying? And we go out to Jacksonville, and I'm 5'11", $198, and I'm looking at they safeties like, oh, like this shit is crazy. I'm talking about, you got Brian Dawkins, you got the John Lynch, Sean T, Donovan Darius, like Roy Williams, like these safeties. I'm like, oh, like I just wasn't blessed with the size, but I'm looking at them safeties at Jayville, man. I'm like, it's something serious, and they coming downhill. Cover 4 coming downhill.
That's all they played was cover 4. They played a little cover 6 here and there, but they were coming to stop the run. And we had a defensive line that was crazy too. But yeah, that hit.
I remember them boys.
Right, I got hit by him, and I was like, ooh. Okay, I gotta tighten my pads up a little bit. I switched my pads and everything after that. Like I went back to the living room, like, hey, I need new shoulder pads, I need new thigh pads, I need everything. Because if they hitting like this, that was back when 2 days. What after like the second day, right?
Yeah,
so walk through day, your first day in shorts, and then you did 2-a-days right after that. Like, it was
real 2-a-days too. That's a throwback. And then so you had to have. So when was that moment where you felt like you arrived? Shoot, like this. Oh yeah, I'm here. Y'all gonna have to deal with me for a minute.
I ain't gonna lie, it was against the Colts. I want to say week 3. I had they let me get off a little bit. I had a couple runs where I started playing well, and it was my rookie year. Like you going against Peyton Manning, this Colts defense. You got Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, my dog, is starting at safety. Right. I remember getting tackled by him. I'm like, I'm Adisa's #1 client. That's what I want. I was like, I'm the one, right? But, I just, I think because the first week we played the Cowboys, I really didn't play. Second week we played the Steelers, I really didn't play. Then they kind of let me go in the third week, and that's when I was like, who was the safety you were playing with? Was it Doss?
Nah, it was Bob.
No, Bob was hurt. I think it was Doss.
Yeah, it was Dawson. Yeah, it was Dawson. Yeah,
on a draw play, I kind of gave him a little because he was supposed to be a hitter too. And I gave him, and I was like, okay, I can play up here then. But I think that the one thing that I always regret is that we just didn't win enough, man. Like, and it was the other little things that come into the league. Like, I went to a high school that won a ton. At UCLA, we changed the program and won. I just never could get the league. I just never could get the Jags over the hump. It was like, it felt like we were in quicksand every year. So, like, yeah, I felt like I was balling, but it wasn't good enough because we couldn't get to the offs. You know what I mean? Like, we would get close. Like, we made it one year, then we get close the next couple of years, and we just couldn't get there. And so, I think that, like, at the end of the day, yeah, I felt like that was my moment, but it just wasn't enough. Like everybody says, like, you want them rings, right?
Yeah.
I was envious of Twan when he got that thing because I was like, that's the year. It was our rookie year.
Rookie year.
Balled against the Colts in December. We was ready to go. We just fell flat.
Yeah, man, that's different. Very different organizations at the time. Well, y'all wasn't bad though. Y'all definitely had some years. Some definitely always had some players and some talent. But
for sure.
I know I loved playing the Jag. I had great times versus Jaguars.
Man, that was stack game.
Hey,
they told me at the network, they were like, bro, like, you love to play the Colts and the Texans. I was like, I only love to go to Houston because I try to go there in the offseason. That's why I had to ball in Houston because I want to go there in the offseason and party. Indy was just because y'all was giving up all the rushing yards, so I wasn't worried about it. Y'all was worried about playing cover 2 and sitting in zone so we could run the ball like we wanted to.
They weren't worried about it till they got up 14-17. Y'all had to drop back and throw that ball.
Time to eat now.
Then it got ugly.
I'm still sick about that.
Hey, look, we got a couple questions for you from these fans, man.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. I think what that say? Can you ask your most memorable play?
It'd have to be in the playoffs. We played Pittsburgh, and I caught a little wheel route. I think that was probably my most memorable play is catching the wheel route in the playoffs, shaking the guy, scoring my first touchdown in the offs, right? Like on the road in a hostile environment. It was cold. That to me, my parents were way up in the nosebleeds, so I got a chance to blow them a kiss or whatever I was doing at that time. But that was probably the most memorable one for sure.
It's a bet. No, I got one. Hold on. Because this is a question I want to know too. Saw somebody ask, I can't find it, but he asked what makes it so difficult for young running backs to pass protect? I saw Tiki kind of call out Saquon last week.
Yeah.
What makes that so hard? Like, why is it easier for other guys, or it looks easier at least?
I think there's two reasons, and I'm not going to say Saquon's selfish or not. I mean, it's a want-to at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you got to want to go in there and block a linebacker to help your brother out down the field, right? Like, I always tell myself, if I'm going to challenge these receivers to go down here and block safeties and corners, I got to do my job in the passing game. That's the first part, is a want to. The other part is understanding the protections, because sometimes they'll be like, hey, you got Mike to Sam linebacker, the strong side, middle linebacker to the strong side backer, and then any safety or corner that blitzes, right? So you got to be able to scan the full field. And for some guys, that's tough. Just like a quarterback has vision, a running back has vision too in protection. And so if you can't see these guys coming, some guys mess up. And I always try to tell people, I don't want to be harsh on people. I called out Saquon this summer about it, but it was about, like, you can't consider yourself great if you're not the best at everything. Right? You can't be the best receiver, rusher, than the worst blocker, and then consider yourself the best running back. That doesn't work, right? Yeah. You got to be able to do all those things. If you look at Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, they may not be the best, like, physical guys in there, but they know who to block, and they go and block them. And that to me that's a leader. That tells your team, like, what's up. And so I think Tiki got on Saquon a little bit, but it needed to be done because they've lost games. I want to say last year against the Jets, Jamal Adams literally ran through him, stripped the quarterback, and ran a touchdown. Like, that should never happen. Yeah. That should never happen. And so some guys need to be challenged to be better. And, if you take it as an attack or criticism, however you take it, Like, it's the truth. It's on tape. No, we're not making it up, right? I'm not watching tape and saying, like, trying to find the worst thing. That's the thing that pops on tape. If I see Jamal Adams running down the field with the ball, like, bro, like, you got to block him.
Yeah,
right?
you know it.
You got to make sure you protect your quarterback if you want your quarterback to get you the rock.
Yeah. Another question. Another good question. As far as running back, the difference between power scheme, and a zone scheme.
Well, a zone scheme, first of all, teams should run both. Teams should run both because you can't just be an all zone scheme and not pull guys, right? So if you're on the zone, they take the same steps towards wherever they're going. So if we're going right, it's a 1, 2, 3, and then we're off to blocking our guys. Because if you play teams that like to slant their guys or like to stunt their defensive linemen, you can pick that up. And that's the zone part of it. And everyone takes it's an angle that everyone takes. So if the running back is angling at the tight end, the guards, the center, the tackles are angling at the tight end. The tight end is angling at the sideline. When you're running a power scheme, you're blocking down with bigger guys and you're pulling around trying to pull linemen up on linebackers. So you're trying to split the defense in half. And so we ran a little bit of both. We were more of a power scheme. For the running back, a power scheme is more A-gap and B-gap, what you see the Jaguars running with James Robinson. The zone scheme is more what you see with the Rams, right? Where you see them running, zone left, zone right, and guys are like picking their holes or cutting, or Minnesota runs a lot of zone. The Niners.
That was kind of like that Shanahan, like with Portis.
Shanahan is all zone.
Okay.
Right? So if you have a guy that can run that zone, there's a lot of guys in college that run it. It works well. If you have a guy that runs power, you need to be able to adjust your line and be able to run power.
Now, how difficult is it for a back who all through college ran power, and then a team drafts you that wanted to make you a zone? Is that a whole different thing, or is that kind of like, you know what, you can figure it out?
No, it's going to take some time. I was lucky enough when I was in college. I ran both. I ran out of pro style offense, so I ran both. So when I got to Jacksonville, I could kind of do both because I did it before. Let's say, for example, you were talking about the Colts and Jonathan Taylor. He's a downhill runner. Yep. He's a power guy. That's what they did in Wisconsin. There's no, like, you may sprinkle in a little zone like what Marlon Mack did in South Florida, but you're going to be mainly power downhill, pulling guys, blocking down, because when you pull a power, you have to read the line. You're reading the puller, right? When you're running zone, you're reading the defensive lineman. You're not reading the offensive guy. So I'm reading whatever the DN does or the D tackle does, depending on the type of zone that we're running. So they're going to dictate which way I jump cut or which way I go. And if it's a power, I'm reading what my puller does, necessarily not what the defense does.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, man. How many more you got? We got one more for him?
Yeah, get one more.
Man.
Yeah, get back to the game.
Come on, man. Minshew, we need some Minshew magic, man.
Right. I mean, I don't even know I'm looking at the screens in the back, and it's still 21-7.
Still 21-7.
Yeah.
Jacksonville just got the ball back. They backed up right now. Backed up. Minshew only got 93 stinking yards in the air. I said he was going over 265.
He don't really throw like that, though.
He was slinging it last week, so he had me fooled.
So they're all beat up.
Yeah, I know. Same thing with the Dolphins. They last and pass right now, and then Byron Jones out, so they got me though. They got me.
I mean, it happened like that sometimes.
Minshew got me. The damn mustache got me, man. What else you got? Okay, I'm gonna stay calm because I see you. What else you got for him, Tony? You want me to find one?
Go ahead and find one. Well, I know somebody just asked about you and Mercedes Lewis. I know y'all went to high school together, right? Y'all went to UCLA. Y'all played in college together.
You went to college together, yeah.
Did y'all have any idea that y'all would get drafted together?
But listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. You're gonna laugh when I tell you this. So we played in the first ever national high school championship game, right? Number 1 versus number 2. I was a safety that year, and I was a backup running back, and I covered Mercedes on like 5 routes, no catches.
Mercedes was 6'7".
I had a couple colleagues to play defense,
and you 5'6", and you talking about you.
So 5'6" versus 6'7".
Okay, but so when I was going to look at colleges, me and him had kind of talked a little bit during that game. When I went to UCLA, me and him hung out a little bit, and we just kind of, our relationship grew as I committed, right? And we just started, talk more. And when we were at UCLA, Mercedes won the tight end, the Maxwell Award. He was all everything. And so I didn't know that we would get drafted together. No one knew that. I think the Jags only knew that at that point. But they drafted him first round. I texted him like, yo, congratulations. And then I get drafted, and he was like, yo, like, meet me at the airport. Like, I'll be in Jacksonville, at this time. And I was like, shoot, me too. So our careers at that point became aligned together. And we played for 8 years together. I mean, I can't – he's still playing, right?
Yeah, like that's crazy.
I mean, Twan, y'all played a long time. He's still going. And he's playing at the position where you got to block and rush it and hit every play. So, but no, like even now, like I'll see him in LA every now and then. We always catch up and have conversations, and I'm proud of him because I couldn't play anymore. Like my body wouldn't allow me to play anymore. But he's done a phenomenal job, and I mean he's in Green Bay where they're going to playoffs every year with Aaron Rodgers, and they got a chance now the way they're playing to probably win a Super Bowl if they can keep it up to where they're going.
They look good.
They look real good, and he's part of that running game, right? And he'll catch some passes out of the backfield every now and then, but he's selfless, right? Like they literally brought him back just to be a run blocker. That's it, and that's what he's going to do. And he's going to go out there and dominate like he's always done. And he'll keep doing it. And so I was lucky, man. Like I said, not many guys get to go like before there was Alabamas and LSUs where everybody was getting drafted. It wasn't like that when we were coming out. And I was lucky enough to get drafted to the same team as a dude that I went to college with, and we learned the playbook the same way, and we did everything like those first couple years together in Jacksonville before we kind of started going our separate ways.
That's what's up, man.
That's what's up. But shoot, man, appreciate you, bro, man. I know you busy, man. Appreciate you taking the time, hop on, man, and rapping with us, man.
For sure, man. Love it.
No problem. Hey, next time I come on, we can talk about other sports than Jacksonville. We can talk about other teams next time.
Yeah, let's do it.
I feel like they tried to move the ball or something.
Nah, that's just the angle. They just fumbled.
Oh, no.
They just fumbled. It's a scrum, and it looked like
all right, look, I gotta go, man. I can't. Y'all mess me up.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. And there you have it. Oh man, Van Noy. Come on, what's the flag? I might have to move my computer back on the Thursday night so I can watch the game.
Man, it's ugly right now.
What happened? Yeah, our pick ain't looking too good.
Hey, but look, we still solid.
Minshew ain't looking too good. Man,
still got 4 minutes left in the third quarter, man. The fourth quarter.
Them other player props hit. Yeah, you holding our hope, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It's wrong.
I'm about to turn on
the basketball game.
I'm about to turn on the Lakers, man.
But sure, man. What else we got? What else we got?
So I'm gonna take one a question each.
Question
each. Get out of here. What's the flag? Somebody tell me what the flag is. I don't have a. Irvin, you want the corner blitz. All right, so the corner blitz. I feel like I've seen this question a couple of times. It might be you. But corner blitz. I mean, it's really just like any other blitz. And I think I saw the question on Twitter. It asks, how do you fill that void left by the corner? It's you typically with a safety. Obviously, you're not going to put a linebacker or anybody else on them. So
coverage.
Yep. So you roll coverage somehow to that receiver. And I personally like it when it's a cut split, right? When the receiver is closer to the lineman, closer to the quarterbacks, because if you're a corner and you're blitzing from way out, the numbers like you're never gonna get there. You know what I mean?
The ball is on that hash.
Yep. Or the ball is on that hash. So that's usually when corner blitzes are called. They're usually from the boundary, and they're coming from with the corner from the boundary, and then the coverage is rolled over with the safety somehow. So or a nickel's coming, and that's another corner obviously. So. I guess that was a PI and a fumble. And then somebody got DQ for contacting the official. Who y'all got in the NBA?
I got the Lakers, man. D-Butt team out of there.
I got the Heat. My team in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you lucky my hat ain't in here.
D Buck got 3 teams.
my team in there, man. My team
You
always
got
in there. I don't care where it go.
D
My
Buck
squad
got
in
3
there, man.
teams, but the
Let's
Lakers,
go.
man, Bron gonna get him another ring.
Yeah, the show gonna handle it. What else you got? What you got, Twan?
Let me see. Man, the
Did you see that
Cards.
touchdown on the scissors route?
I didn't. That was that the first one of the first 2 touchdowns.
It was damn. Trying to think, it was on a rookie.
Oh,
Well, it
I
looked
did
like it
see
was on a
that.
rookie.
I
Gasecki
did
caught
see
it.
that. Consecutive say, yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah,
And then the corner, I don't know what they was in though.
it looked like cover 3. It looked like 3, and they ran scissors. Like Gasecki
But
was split out, and they ran scissors route.
but the Henderson wasn't he under the he
Yeah,
was
'cause
under the 7.
he was singing back with the post, and he came off the post to play this up, but he took I don't
took a
know horrible angle. But I think that curl flat player had to sink back a little more.
Yeah, he got to get
But
a little bit more.
I wouldn't run cover 3 down there though.
His exit angle was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The curl flat, he
Yep.
was too flat. He was too flat. Yeah.
But yeah, who you got?
I don't see. I don't really see that. More of a question for you and AB. Can y'all explain the lesser known parts of zone like buzz, sky, match, things like that? Great question. So as far as zone match, I would say match comes with more so fire zones. Fire zones where you have 3 under, 3 deep, you're gonna have 5 people pressuring the quarterback. And when you matching, you have a 2 seam players and a hole player. And obviously, you got to count your 1, 2, and your 3. Your corners will have your 1s. Your seam players will match up on 2, and your hole player will match up on 3. And from there, we like to use terms match, carry, and deliver. So again, everybody's gonna match up with their guy. If you can potentially deliver your guy to somebody else, you will. But your match, in my mind, to give it in the layman's terms, that will definitely come into fire zones where you matching up with a person in your zone, and you taking them. What you think, D-Buck?
Yeah, you pretty much said it. Match, carry, deliver. What was the other one he asked?
Buzz and Sky.
Yeah, Buzz Sky. I mean, it's so many different variations of it.
Yeah.
But Sky, the best way to explain Sky, I'm seeing a lot more of it, honestly. Like people playing inverted cover 2s. So if you got the split in, so in football, there's a flanker, which is the Z, and that's usually the receiver that's lined up to the tight end side, so he's off the ball. And then you got a split in, who is the X, so he's lined up on the ball. And usually to him, you'll see the sky coverage, the inverted coverages, where the corner will go back to a half, and the safety will come down into a sky technique and play like the flat, cover 2 flat. So you'll see that, and that basically, so if they run this ball this way as a flat defender, you have run force. So I'd rather have my safety in that run force as opposed to my corner in the run force. So that's why you do that. That's Guy. Buzz, you're kind of, we gotta get that whiteboard. We working on that.
We're working on that. Yeah.
So by mid-season, we'll have a whiteboard and we'll really be up here drawing up and really schooling y'all, man. I'm looking forward to that. Definitely know these questions, man.
And also to piggyback on that Sky, you also can run Sky. Say you have like nickel on the field, and they have 11 personnel. So they got 1 tight end, 1 back, 3 wide receivers, and they're in a bunch. And if you're running a zone, in some defenses you can Sky, where now you have you're really zoning it off, where your corner is going to play deep third. Whoever is playing that curl flat, they're gonna have the curl flat area, and then that your middle linebacker or whatever the case may be will play that hook position. But you'll call Sky just so you letting your other 2 people know what you guys are doing. You're zoning it off. So the terminology is key in different defenses too. So Sky can mean different things in different defenses.
Yep, it's just most important. Everybody on the same page, man. No gray area. We know how we playing it. And that's when you see good execution and good defenses. Good questions though, man. Good questions.
Great questions.
So we'll catch y'all Overreaction Monday. Probably next time we'll be on live. But go check the podcast out, man. Apple Podcasts, Google, but wherever you listen, Spotify, wherever you listen to them, man. Check our podcast out, Man to Man Pod. Just wrapped up an interview with Asante Samuel that went up today. We've had some great interviews, man. Buddha Baker, Jay Powers. List goes on. So y'all go check them out. Comment, leave that 5-star review and some more questions.
All right. We out.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop.